Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Scott, Skidz, Alford.
Oh yeah, we lost a very good brother on our way to mandatory. I guess that would have been 2021. A brother by the name of Helluva was fighting some stomach cancer issues, I believe, but still was riding with the club. And he tangled up with a couple other brothers in a jug handle at a turn on our way to a mandatory. Went down with a simple injury. Was taken to the hospital. We continued on to the mandatory, and later on that night, we were called and said that he passed away from his injuries, and it was shocking.
Oh,
And it was a real blow, man, because all he ever wanted in life was to be a pagan, and he didn't even get maybe about a year out of it. But that's a brother on the wall of the dead, and that's the most honored place you can be. If you can live out your life as a pagan and be buried as one, man, what a great honor that is.
now what's a pagan funeral like?
It is the most honored situation. I'll point back to his situation, man. Brothers came from all over, man, and you want at least two guys from your chapter to make it anywhere for a funeral if you can do it. I missed a very important funeral in North Carolina because of this case that I was wrapped up in, and it always bugs me because you want to be there to pay your respects at any level of this game, to pay your respects to the brothers that ride with you, and those are the same brothers that are going to pay respects to you. We lost a couple of good brothers while I was away, and I think none more shockingly struck me in the heart, and I have to give a shout out to him, the brother T-Bone, who was lined up directly nose to nose with me when I was a jackal and he was a pagan diamond in Philadelphia, and they literally set us on each other, to kill each other, more or less. One of you is not going to be here at the end of the week. Either the pagans are going to get this jackal guy out of here, or that pagan's going to be replaced. And he came for me, and I went looking for him. And by the luck of the draw, we never found each other. And the next thing you know, he was hugging me when I got my colors as a pagan. And he taught me more about repairing motorcycles. We had at that time control of the show and tell, which is Philadelphia's oldest burlesque show, they call it. It's a go-go bar, after-hours go-go bar. And everything from NFL players to NBA players were coming through there. And we controlled the security there, and T-Bone got me the job there. And he taught me everything I didn't know about motorcycles. And you tell him you were going to pay for a repair on his bike, and he'd say, hold on, I'm giving the kids to the old lady. I got them parts in my garage. I'm going to ride up an hour to your house, and we'll lay on your garage floor and do it in the cold. And, what more original brother could you be? He was the greatest pagan at this time that I've ever met, man, because he did the politics, the egos, and who's on top and who's on the bottom. He was a pagan, and whether he was a diamond or he was an RM, he was a phone call away to come in to help you put a starter in your car's wife in your wife's car, or whether he's coming to help you fix your bike, and he's gonna do it for free, and he's gonna teach you something while he does it. And that was his way, man. And he had a heart attack while I was locked up on this stupid fucking case. And it breaks my heart that I wasn't able to be there to say goodbye to him, because he's 54 years old, way too soon, man. And that's just another example of tomorrow's guaranteed to no one. He didn't know.
How many people have passed away since you've been involved with this club?
I would have to say through normal conditions, and then nefarious and suspicious activities, I don't know, maybe a dozen, 20. That might be an accurate number. At the last couple of events that I've been to, I'm noticing more and more brothers that are no longer drinking. They're no longer doing anything else. And it's, through watching the guys ahead of us that partied their balls off, dropped dead at 54 and 55. The human body doesn't know what colors it's wearing. You may feel bulletproof, and we all know that necessarily at the end of the day, it can come off that way. I've had my share of gunfire, and I've caught a couple of them, and I'm still here. And you have to take the attitude that you're bulletproof. But we know, in the long run, that abuse, that alcoholism, cigarettes, all the other fun things that you think are fun in your 20s and 30s will ultimately be the things that kill you. And I've seen more and more guys that are, whether it's through using a NA or AA or anything else, or just being done with it, man. Just being done with it.
Are you able to be sober in the motorcycle club with no
Absolutely.
problems?
Absolutely. It's not a problem. I mean, it's, that stuff's going to be around. You get on a motorcycle anywhere. And when I'm speaking about my region, it's the only one I'm an expert on. You ride a motorcycle at 10 o'clock in the morning in Philadelphia to go down and watch the guys fish on the river, and you do it wearing cargo shorts and a golf shirt, you're going to see people get in this city. People, they're going to continue to for many, many decades after we're going off the planet. And you just have to know when enough's enough, man. It's, for me, it was a couple years ago. I cut back. I got with this chick that ultimately set off this case. And she was, not to mention being 15, 20 years younger than me, she was a problem with that stuff. And I tried to tell her, it's going to lead you down a place where, and nowadays, let's call it what it is. The choice in America is no longer, I mean, people are doing it at an alarming rate in this country. And it lies to you. It's in a controlled atmosphere. I guess it could be helpful to someone who needs it. But as soon as that person starts to feel good, they immediately think they need to do more. And isn't that always the way with the human? And before you know it, the person you're talking to is a babbling idiot. And then that becomes from no sleep. And that's when you see, I would imagine every city has it. You see these people just walking around, just rambling to themselves. It's something that's going to be addressed, at some point in this country. It's going to have to be, because it's going to be a mental health issue more than it's going to be a issue. It's an easy to get. And, you could teach a monkey to make it in his garage. And that's a fact, man. I see bad things ahead for people that stay in that abuse ring, that circle, man, that vicious circle, because you're burning yourself up. These guys are going at you feel like you did a great thing, or your job. Let's say you dig graves for a living, and you're the fastest grave digger in the world because you're on that, and you feel great. And it's not going to take long before you don't feel great. And you're burning yourself out. It's what it is. You're lighting nitrous in your system, and you're running the best race of the day, but you're not going to run too many of them. And that's more of a man being a man and saying enough is enough with that shit. And God knows what the fuck they're putting in it anymore anyway. I don't take anything. I dabble in tacipinate, and that's a form of anabolic steroid that I like to use. It's the safest one. It's the most natural one. It's testosterone based. That's always been my thing, and working out. I love to work out. I replaced that with partying. I've won the Super Bowl of sex. There's nothing you're going to do in a bedroom with females that I haven't done. It's almost ruined it for me at this point. I think I've climbed all the mountains I need to climb in the area of partying and being a wild. So I've mellowed quite a bit. Now I'm just trying to get through the day with keeping a small circle of people I trust around me.
Now, and, some clubs, and I'm not sure if the Pagans do this, but everyone gets a diamond.
Everyone gets a diamond, 1% diamond you're talking about, to wear on their cut.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a diamond. There's a diamond with what we call an RM. When I say RM is a regular member. Yeah, you get a diamond in your patch set.
Do you think everyone should get a diamond?